Hello guys and welcome back to another video by me, Pages, and today I am very excited to bring you guys my tips and tricks on Infinite Warfare to get the De-Atomizer Strike, or the tactical nuke, wherever you want to call it. And I know there's probably a lot of videos out there, so many videos on this topic covering how to get this, but I can promise you hands down, this video is only based on my own experience. I haven't watched a single other video out there about this, so some of these tips might be very familiar or similar to other videos, but I can promise you, and I hope that there's some tips here that you might haven't heard before. Because I've been just playing the game, I've been experiencing, I've been going with different tactics, and I've found different tools or tips and tricks that I know that works to allow you to get the De-Atomizer Strike a little bit easier. And that's the main goal of this video as well. After you watch this video, I hope you have some tools you can use to get your first De-Atomizers or get multiple De-Atomizers in your own game of Infinite Warfare. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. And the first thing you need is a nuke variant, because unfortunately in this game, you can't just get a 25 gun streak or kill streak and get the De-Atomizer Strike. You actually have to have a variant of some of the weapons, and it's always a legendary variant to get a De-Atomizer Strike, because it will have the nuke attached to the gun. And you only can get a 25 gun streak with that exact weapon or other weapons that has nuke attached to it. I know it's lame, but it's just the way it is. And the best variant you can go for hands down is the one I'm holding in my hands right here, the NV4 Fallout. And honestly, you cannot go wrong with this weapon. This is really good up close, mid-range, or in long-range situations. I just freaking love this weapon. It's probably the best gun in the game, honestly. And the reason I would pick the NV4 over any other nuke variant out there is because it doesn't have recoil whatsoever. So you don't even have to use a grip to counter the recoil because it's so accurate already. And that means you already have an available attachment spot right there. Because with, for example, the nuke variant on the K-bar, you would have to use a grip in my opinion. But this weapon is so damn accurate, so you don't even have to pull it off, as you can see in this video right here. And when it comes to the best class setup of this weapon, or in general to get a De-Atomizer Strike, I already have a video on that on my channel. And I will link that video on screen right now or down in the description. It's basically called the best class setup for a De-Atomizer Strike, and in that video I go over the attachments, the perks, the score streaks, what combat rig you should choose, and all of that in detail. So I don't want to go over that again because it's the same for this video. Click on that and then come back here, and then you will get more information on how to get a De-Atomizer Strike in game. But the class setup and all of that is already covered in that video, so go check it out if you haven't seen it already. So now, let's say that you created your class, you're ready to go into a game, and the first thing you need to choose is core or hardcore. And the only difference between these two is honestly what you do with your combat rig, because the trait on your combat rig needs to change between these two modes. So if you go for core, please use infusion. That's a trait that will allow you to regen health faster. I find that very beneficial in core because you don't die that quickly, but in hardcore it's not that much needed because you die so quick, so it won't help you that much. In my opinion, I would rather use mana arms as the trait there, because that will allow you to have the maximum amount of ammo, and that also allows you to actually don't have to use scavenger if you want to switch that out for example hardline, to get your streaks even quicker. But honestly, that's the only difference between core and hardcore in my opinion. And the next thing we have to choose is what game mode we would like to play, and that does not make a difference between core and hardcore in my opinion. And you can play domination. That's a good mode you can go for because that allows you to go on multiple streaks even though you die. But the problem is there could be a lot of parties in that game mode. So honestly, my biggest recommendation is team deathmatch. And some of you are probably thinking right now, why team deathmatch? If I die on a streak there, I don't probably have the time to go for another one because it's only 100 kills. And I can understand that, you're probably right, but rather go for multiple games on team deathmatch than other modes, because honestly, you have the most chance of meeting unexperienced players in TDM, because that is where the majority of the players are. Because honestly, just think about it for a second. If you are new to the game, you never tried it before, you see team deathmatch is easily explained. You have to kill the enemy team, you have teammates to help you out, that's it. That's an easy, quick mode to choose, and a lot of people just enjoy that. You don't have any big objectives or anything like that. It's the first mode you see, and over 50% or around 50% of the player base are in that mode all the time. And that also means that you have, as I said, a lot bigger chance of meeting unexperienced players, which allows you to get the De-Atomizer Strike a lot easier. If you meet average players, they will give you a lot harder time because they're probably going for the nukes as well. And of course, there will be lobbies where you will get wrecked. That will not be easy, but my biggest tip here is just to get out there for you that you will have the highest chance of finding a good lobby in that game mode, even if you play hardcore or if you play core. And honestly, there's probably still some of you who thinks, should I pick core or hardcore? And I have an easy answer for you. try them both out, honestly, and see which of them you get the highest streaks on, because then that's probably the right one for you. Because there are beneficial things about both of them. I wouldn't say that one is easier than the other, but honestly, if you are a very quick reacting player, if you see stuff happening, you can react very fast, and you know the map, you don't need a minimap up at all time to know where the enemies are. You know the flow of the maps and the spawns. Definitely go for hardcore, and head glitches is very important there as well. But if you're a little bit more unsecure in where people can be, if you want to know where your teammates are at all times and where your enemies are every time they shoot, core will be much more beneficial. And another thing is, people doesn't have that less of a health, and that's the same thing for you as well. So it doesn't go down to one who shoots first. It's the more accurate player, and with the NV4 you will be very, very accurate. So even though you don't drop the first shots, you can still come out of the gunfight victorious. But still, you die very quickly in Infinite Warfare, but you will have a higher chance to win gunfights. You don't shoot first in core, of course. So just test them both out and see what works for you. And the next thing is, and this part is honestly the most important part of the video, so pay close attention, because here comes the golden tips right here. First of all, playstyle. Never run into the middle of the map, because you can get so easily picked off, because there's so many areas the enemies can come from and look at you and easily kill you without you having any chance to cover yourself. So stay out of the way there, always stay to the sides of the map and use your teammates to your advantage. If you see that they are covering an area, you can feel safer from that area, because honestly, if there is any enemies coming there, they will probably shoot your teammates first, and that will alert you that, hey, somebody's coming behind you, turn around. And another thing is, if you want to move into an area that you're not quite sure if there's enemies or not, use your teammates. Like, honestly, let them run in first, and if they get shot and die from some areas, you will know exactly where the enemies are, and you can jump in and finish the kills. I know this sounds horrible because you sacrifice your teammate, but that's just what you have to do if you don't want to get killed yourself. So use them to your advantage as much as you possibly can. And the next thing is also very beneficial. Always keep your aim down sight when you go around a corner or into a situation, because if there is an enemy waiting for you there, you will be a lot more accurate. Unless he comes right in your face, then hipfire can be beneficial, but hipfire is not good in this game, so always keep your aim down sight. And expect the enemy to be around every corner as well, because that will increase your chance of killing them, because your mindset is ready for enemies. But of course, if you have an advanced UAV and you know where your enemies are, that's one thing. But if you're not sure, keep that aim up around the corner. It will benefit you so much. And honestly, that's also why I mentioned in my best class setup video for the De-Atomizer Strikes that I hope you watched by now, where I mentioned the most underrated attachment in the game, the stock. Because this will allow you to move faster when you aim down sight. I use it on all my classes. I love it, because it's going to be harder for your enemies to hit you when you're coming around that corner. I just freaking love it. It's so good, you have to try it out. Just go to that class setup and make that class. I promise you, it will do wonders. Maybe you think some of the things are not necessary, but I've made it for a reason. So please trust me on that and give it a go. But now, the most important thing probably comes around as well, which is how you should think when you play the game. First of all, when you go into a game, don't even think about the nuke. Have fun, play, don't even bother. If you die, that's okay, go for a new streak, doesn't matter, have fun. But as soon as you get your first advanced UAV without dying, that's when you need to step it up. Play smart, call it in, use it to your advantage, see where your enemies are at, and kill them off. When that's gone, look at your reactive armor and use your advanced UAV and the reactive armor as your safety net. If you don't have any of them and you're getting close to the nuke, you're probably just like me. You get super nervous and you start playing bad and doing horrible decisions. That's when you need to have your head cold. And I know this sounds very easy to say, but it's super important. Keep your head cold. Think, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna play slow until I either get a UAV, an advanced UAV, or a reactive armor. And when I get that, I pop that and feel more confident. I go into the gunfight feeling that I'm gonna get them. I know where they are. I have extra health with the reactive armor. It's no problem. I'm gonna get this. That's when you pull them off. And the more De-Atomizer Strikes you get, the more confident you're gonna get as well. But this is the most important part. Keep that in mind. Don't bother before you get your first advanced UAV. If you haven't died by that, call it in, use it to your advantage, use the reactive armor as well to get more confidence into your gunfights, and there you have it. That is the key. As I said, use the advanced UAV and the reactive armor as your safety net. And when you get them, use them as well as you possibly can to try to get as many kills as possible. This is not the time to camp. This is where you go out and use them to your advantage. When you get a lot of kills, that will get you even closer to your next safety net. And if you are losing both of them, if you lost your reactive armor, you don't have an advanced UAV anymore, and you are probably maybe 5 or 3 kills off your nuke or more, doesn't matter. Play safe until you have your next safety net. And when you do, you can go back out there again. That will help you out so much. And in the situation where you're just 3 kills off your nuke and you don't have your safety net, play slow, stay through the outsides of the map. This is where the dome shield can come clutch if you get into a bad situation, and just keep your head cold and think that I am gonna get this. I don't even care if you have to camp, but that is the golden things you need to keep in mind to do well. And I really do believe after you followed all of these tips, like the classes, the way to think, the way to play, and everything I mentioned in this video and my best class setup video, you will be very successful on the road to your first De-Atomizer Strike or your next. Because honestly, this works. I know it does. And I am 100% sure if you follow these rules and tips and tricks, you will get more nukes in Infinite Warfare. So if you have any more questions, please leave them down in the comment section. I will be happy to help. But remember, watch the best class setup video as well. I will link it in the description as I said, and you will also be able to click it on the end of this video. So that will help you out a lot. Thank you so much. It's been so much fun making this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave it a like so you can show your support. I would really appreciate that. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Hopefully some of these tips will help you out, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for all of the support on my channel lately. It really means a lot to me. It's been crazy. You guys are amazing. I can't believe the amount of love my channel has been getting recently, and I hope you understand how much it means to me. Thank you so much once again. But alright guys, take care, be kind to one another. My name is Pages, and hopefully I will see you in another video or a live stream. Take care guys, I'm out.